Hello, welcome in! How are you all doing today? It only took me like 45 minutes to get stream up and running today, but that's fine. Welcome in, happy Saturday! Welcome to another LILA Learns! Oh, gosh. Welcome in Julie Q, welcome in Green Beans, welcome in Virgin, welcome in Chic. How are you all doing today? Are you ready to learn about cheese? We're gonna learn about American cheese. I also, did that work? I don't know what's going on with my sound. Hang on, that might have not worked. But I am struggling today. So many technical difficulties. Hang on, I'm trying to figure out what sound is connected to what, because I couldn't, I don't know. It's a mess. It's a mess. My boyfriend's a jinx. That's what Julie Q and I decided. Because he almost never makes it to my streams because he's working when I stream. And every single time he is here when I stream, everything breaks. It's only happened twice, which isn't a lot. But if I had a nickel for every time it happened, I'd have 2 nickels. It's just weird that it happened twice. I didn't say that sentence right at all, but I opened the window because it's hot in here. I'm sweating. I was struggling. But we're here now. We're here. We're going to learn about American cheese. And I'm very excited. I have snack here. I do have cheese. But I don't have American cheese because honestly, I find American cheese to be a little yucky. So I have a hunk of cheddar cheese and I have a hunk of mozzarella cheese. Because I have to have the cheese snack. I have to have the cheese. It's necessary. It's necessary. Especially when I'm going to be talking about cheese. Originally, I was going to talk about 3 different types of cheese today. I was going to talk about American cheese, blue cheese, and brie. But I forgot that I was doing this LILA Learns today until last weekend, and I wasn't home last weekend, and I worked all week. So I didn't have time to do 3 different types of cheeses. Also, as I was investigating more and more, there was actually a lot of information that I got to include in this because I'm only doing 1 versus if I wanted to do 3, I would have had to like cut some stuff out, you know? So it's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Depending on how long today takes, like I don't know how long of a PowerPoint I have set up for it. So depending on how long it takes, I might do more than 1 next time when I do another LILA Learns about cheese. But we'll see, we'll see. It might be a little bit of a shorter stream, depending. You lactose tolerant fiend, aha, that's me. Me and all my lactose like breaking down bacteria in my tummy. I love it. I love it. I love the cheese. For a while, I thought I was developing lactose intolerance, and I was really sad about it. Not that it would have stopped me in any way, shape, or form, but I was a little sad because I thought I was developing it, but I don't think I am because I eat cheese a lot, just straight, and I'm fine. It's usually when I have cheese with other stuff that I have issues. So I think it's more of a gluten thing, honestly. I've said this over and over and over again. I will eat a piece of cheese on your behalf, Julie Q, don't worry. But yeah, without further ado, we could probably just dive right in. I've got my little monitor over here. I've got my notes on my iPad. We're gonna go through. We're gonna learn about American cheese. So let's learn about cheese. This is definitely part 1. There are lots and lots of cheeses. And lots of cheeses that I want to learn about and I love. So we are going to be talking about cheese on multiple occasions. This is not going to be a one-time occurrence. A while ago, I had asked some people to like what kind of cheeses they were interested in. A lot of people were interested in American cheese, which is why that is the first cheese that we're going to be talking about, because American cheese is interesting. Did the sound work? No, it didn't work. Okay, that's fine. I had a couple of sound things in here, but I'm bad at making PowerPoints, apparently. So first we will discover the American cheese. I also didn't get a chance to rehearse any of this PowerPoint more than like on the macro level or the micro level, because I finished it about 20 minutes before stream was supposed to start, and I would have started stream at 12, but technical issues pushed it back another 40 minutes, so c'est la vie. So if I'm a little bit all over the place, that's why. It's because I didn't rehearse any of this for the most part, so things might be a little janky. So what is American cheese? Is it even really American? I'd have to say no. At least the process for creating American cheese was not first invented in America. It was actually first invented in Switzerland. It was developed in 1911. There were two cheese alchemists, Walter Gerber and Fritz Stettler. They heated up Emmental cheese, which is a type of hard Swiss cheese. And then they added sodium citrate to create a more shelf-stable, smooth, velvet-like cheese. Because they were trying to reduce cheese waste, basically. So they were trying to come up with a way to take a bunch of like waste cheese and put all of that cheese into a vat, cook it up, and make it shelf stable and easily accessible. American cheese made from a bald eagle. Exactly. American cheese is made from the toe crust of an American eagle. But yeah, so basically they were just trying to find a way to make easily transportable, easily accessible cheese, which they did. They did it in 1911. So when did cheese come to America? Like, why do we call this American cheese? Before we get to that, we have to go all the way back to when the relationship with cheese started in America. So, go to the next slide. All the way back to the Pilgrims, actually. I am by no means surprised that American cheese was basically made with the waste products of other cheese. Yeah. So all the way back when the Pilgrims first came to America, they brought recipes for cheeses with them from England, because cheese has been around a really, really long time. There really isn't a lot of clear answers exactly how we first discovered cheese, like forever ago, but it's been around a really long time, like way before like written word, we've had cheese. And when the Pilgrims first came to America, most of the cheese that they created was more so for home consumption. It was made, you had your cow out back, you would go out, milk your cow, make some cheese, butter, cheese, all that good stuff. It was made for your own home. It wasn't really mass produced. And then this is all the way back in the 1600s, by the way. Originally, blah, 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 blah. But later, the sturdier specimens, specifically cheddar was a big one, would begin to be sold at market. And then if you move on to 1790, American cheddars that were high quality, they would start to export back to England. Rich, welcome in! Welcome in. I hope you are ready to learn about cheese, because that's what we're doing today. Happy Saturday. How are you doing? So the sturdy high quality cheddars from America would then be shipped back to England in order to penetrate the English markets for cheese, The cheese people in England did not like this. They did not like the idea that there was competition coming from this place America, so basically they badmouthed it. They were like, this American cheese is low quality and not as good as us English cheese. And so it began a trend throughout the time that cheeses from America were cheap and lower quality than European cheeses, basically. It's a cheesy topic, but I love it. The drama, there is the drama. But basically the English didn't like the idea that other people could make cheese. Cheese. I forgot to add the cheese tax. I was gonna do that. Did that not work? Did it work? Did that not work? Let me get this out of here. Did the cheese not work? You heard it? Oh, I didn't hear it. Weird. Okay, I mean, at least as long as you guys can hear it, that's all that matters. I didn't hear nothing, though. I don't know why. That was weird.
Pizza time.
Yeah, I don't hear it. Do you guys hear it? I hear nothing. Do I just have my volume down too low? I don't know. I hear nothing. Okay, we'll just move on. We'll accept that you guys can hear. Did you guys hear the eagle screech earlier? Because I couldn't hear the eagle screech. Did you guys hear that? You heard the eagle screech too. Okay, that eagle screech, there was the eagle screech and there was like a burp 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 on the X early on, but I don't know. That's weird. That's weird. That's all the sound that I have. Well, I do have a YouTube video later, which might be a problem if you guys can't hear it, but we can figure that out when I get there. So then after this whole debacle or whatever, moving forward to about 1850, Wisconsin, being settled by cheese-loving European immigrants, they quickly shifted the economy in Wisconsin from wheat over to cheese and became the cheese state. Wisconsin is the #1 cheese-producing state in America, followed by California. Originally in America, New York and Ohio were the big producers. And through that, they began to really make a name for American cheeses, just in general. So, now that we understand the history of cheese in America, we can start to talk about the classic American cheese. And, of course, we cannot talk about the classic American cheese without talking about Kraft American cheese, because that's really what we're here to talk about. Like, Kraft is the name of American cheese. More specifically, James Lewis Kraft is the name of American cheese in the United States. This is him right here. Nice man with his round spectacles. Yes. And so in 1903, Canadian-born James Lewis Kraft, which is this guy, he had $65 in capital, a rented wagon, and a horse named Patty. Look at Patty, isn't he cute? Look at that cutie pie. My name is Lewis. So his horse Patty, he started purchasing cheese at the Chicago Water Street wholesale market. He would come by here, buy up a bunch of cheese, and then he would go around and sell it to local merchants in the area, you know. And within a short amount of time, 4 of J.L. Kraft's brothers, these are not his brothers. I couldn't find any pictures of them, so this is just an old-timey picture I found with 5 brothers. So I don't know who this lady is. I don't know who these kids are. They're not the Kraft brothers. But anyways, 4 of the brothers joined in on his business, and in 1909 they incorporated as J.L. Kraft and Bros Company. In 1904, J.L. Kraft and his brothers purchased their first cheese factory in Stockton, Illinois. This is the actual cheese factory. This is a picture of the actual cheese factory in Illinois. Which I'm like, that's cool. That's cool. This is the first ever Kraft cheese factory. Yes, cheese factory. They began producing processed cheese in tins in 1916 and obtained a patent for his process. Interestingly, these, about this time, or I forget, I don't remember when World War I started, but Kraft cheese was supplied to the U.S. government around, like, after they got their patent. They started providing cheese to the government for World War I and II. They supplied a lot of cheese for World War II, too. But World War I was when they were still in tins. By 1930, over 40% of the cheese consumed in America was Kraft brand cheese, and so American cheese was thereby associated almost exclusively with his style of processed cheese. Interesting. So after J.L. Kraft followed up his success with processed cheese in tins by introducing a whole bunch of different products, including his processed cheese loaves that you slice up right here like this. He had Velveeta cheese. These are all like old-timey advertisements and packaging from it too. Like, I was able to find a lot of stuff, a lot of like actual pictures of stuff from the time period, which is super cool. I didn't have to make stuff up. He had Philadelphia cream cheese, Miracle Whip, salad dressing, and Kraft dinner macaroni and cheese. Kraft is also credited for using innovating advertising and promoting his products and stuff. He was considered a pioneer in the sponsorship of television and radio shows, being among the first brands to invest in them. All of these are crimes against cheese. Well, yeah, that's the whole point of American cheese, is to commit crimes. The origin of America is just crime. But the Kraft program debuted in June 26, 1933 on NBC. It was a musical variety program. It served to supplement print advertising and in-store displays promoting Kraft products. During its first year, the show went through a series of name changes, including Kraft Musical Revue, until it finally settled on Kraft Music Hall, as you can see here. It's only a crime if you lose. It's only a crime if you... Oh, war crime if you lose. It's only a crime if you get caught. That's the truth. Settled on the Kraft Music Hall in 1934. So for about a year when it was live, it was going through a couple different name changes. The radio show continued until September of 1949, when the radio program Kraft Music Hall was closed. But later, after the Kraft Music Hall made the move to television in 1958 and continued to air on television until 1971. So honestly, not that long ago. That's only like a little over 50 years ago that it was still on the air, which is pretty cool. Kraft is also known for their hands commercials, which this is where you're gonna have to tell me if the audio is working for the YouTube video. But basically, they became well known for commercials showing a pair of hands preparing recipes using Kraft products. It became a symbol of this company's advertising success. Which here I have it's a 2-minute video. Can you guys hear it?
When you ask the neighbors to come and bring the youngsters along too, here's a meal to please everybody.
You have to tell me if you can hear it, because I can't hear anything.
Yankee ham that we fix with the best tasting pasteurized
Lower your music.
You can buy. Kraft Deluxe Slices. Whenever you get the slices marked Kraft, you get the kind with extra rich cheese flavor in every single bite.
You can hear it? Okay, cool.
Cut Kraft slices
cool.
around a good
I can see that the desktop audio is
and
going,
return it to the
but
broiler.
I can't hear it
Long enough
for
to
some
melt the
reason.
cheese for a very special main dish that'll please kids and grown-ups alike, particularly when you serve it
I
with
fixed
an
it.
apple
Okay,
salad
I can
that's
hear it now.
practically a dessert. For the filling, we need Miracle Whip salad dressing. Nothing else has Miracle Whip's silky combination of lightness and lively flavor. We're mixing half a cup of Miracle Whip with a third of a cup of chopped pecans, half a cup of chopped celery, a cup of seedless raisins, and one of Kraft miniature marshmallows to fill the drained apples, you see.
Yes, it is mayo.
They could chill for several hours in the good cinnamon syrup, which we made by boiling a cupful of red cinnamon candies in 2 cups of water. This makes enough for 6 apples. Nice tart ones, you know. That we cored and peeled and cut in half before simmering them in the syrup till they were tender. To get this beautifully even color, we kept turning them in the syrup.
If we know anything about old-timey people, it's that they like to put Miracle Whip in it. Why is it spicy?
When you use Miracle Whip, It's made with more of the expensive ingredients, good country eggs, and the best vegetable oils. Most folks will want to top off their cinnamon apples with an extra spoonful of their favorite salad dressing. Light,
Salad dressing.
Miracle Whip.
That's so much.
Created for you and your family. And now, as a special treat for the youngsters, the drink that makes everybody feel good. Hot chocolate with Kraft miniature marshmallows. You might heat dairy chocolate milk, or make this special treat, Kraft instant sweetened chocolate malted milk. It tastes so good with fresh little marshmallows. Kraft miniature marshmallows, just recipe size. They're the good kind.
I honestly wish commercials was more like this now.
Tomorrow, pick up Kraft
It's so
miniature
calm.
marshmallows and make hot chocolate drinks taste wonderful.
I was born in the right era, clearly. Squirtle and Charmander were my favorite. Squirtle and Bulbasaur. I like Bulbasaur. I'm a big fan of Bulbasaur. But yeah, I thought that was interesting. But basically, aggressive sales merchandising techniques contributed further to the company's growing market share in an increasing diverse line of products. In January of 1995, nope, I didn't want to do that. Go to the next one. January of 1995, Kraft General Foods became Kraft Foods Incorporated and was reorganized into a single operating company. These are just a couple of the Kraft logos throughout the years. I was waiting for a glob of Miracle Whip and the hot chocolate, not gonna lie. Yeah, same. I was just like, when they said a hot chocolate, I'm like, oh no. It's calm, informative, and while not looking good for that hamstring, was still whipped for your... Oh, no. Alright, so now we know where American cheese came from. But what is it? What the heck is in this cheese? Most cheeses are inoculated with bacteria and allowed to ferment and age during the time they develop flavor, rinds, and lose moisture. Which, there's like a whole science to that, which I'm not going to go into today. If I had more time, I probably would have done more research. There's some other cheeses that it's a little bit more important to the process of making it. I'm basically just touching on it here because this is like how most cheeses are processed. But American cheese is a little different. Where American cheese, or as the FDA calls it, pasteurized processed American cheese, differs is that once the cheese is made, it's blended with a few other ingredients to alter its texture and flavor. So they'll make the cheese, which usually it's like some kind of cheddar, like a mild cheddar, and then they add a whole bunch of stuff to it to make it into the American cheese that we know. Not the kind of whip I want. Sending cat 09 Oh no, Dalva. Oh no. Also, welcome in. I don't know if I greeted you when you came in, but welcome in. Happy Saturday. I'm drinking water. I'm sitting here eating cheese and drinking water. Eating cheese and drinking water. The exact details of the different processes are what determine the labeling and the package of the American cheese, which I have on a later slide. I have a couple different examples of this and what it relates to, because it's very, 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 very specific how something is processed equaling how it's labeled, because there's a lot of strict rules on it, and it's actually really interesting. The last one is the fun one, so stay tuned. The processes can be as simple as blending it together with another cheese, or as complex as melting it with additional whey, milk, proteins, and emulsifying salts. Which emulsifying salts, if you remember back, the Switzerland alchemists, they were using an emulsifying salt to create their American cheese, or their process of creating that cheese. This is what allows American cheese to melt without breaking or turning greasy in the way that traditional cheeses do. As said earlier, the process itself was invented in Switzerland in an effort to reduce waste. Scraps from various batches of cheese could be melted together and formed into a new delicious product, and the process was later perfected by James Kraft, as we said, It soon became immensely popular due to its long shelf life and easy shipping. American cheese is nasty because it just sticks to the side of your mouth and leaves a film. Yeah, I agree. I am not at all a big fan of American cheese, which is why I don't have it as one of my snacks today. I don't even buy American cheese. The closest that I would do to buy an American cheese is like the nice deli cheeses that are like a really mild cheese that are kind of like American cheese, but I cannot stand American cheese itself. All right, so we got some of the different types of cheese following the different pasteurization processes. I have four examples here. Okay, so regular cheddar, gotcha. Yeah. Not like the super processed cheese that comes in the little plastic case. Not a fan. So pasteurized processed cheese is the first one. The pasteurized processed cheese is a food prepared by This is very technical, so get your pens and pencils down so you can take notes, because it's very, very specific or very technical. You can throw it and it sticks to shit. Well, yeah, you can throw most cheese and it would stick to stuff. I mean, aside from like a really dry cheese like a cheddar, but you can throw mozzarella at something and it would stick probably. It's pretty wet. If you cut it thin enough anyways. Not a vertical service. I'm not going to try because it's a waste of a piece of cheese, but I feel like there could be some studies done. What about cream cheese? You could fling cream cheese and it would stick to anything. So pasteurized processed cheese is a food prepared by melting one or more cheeses, most commonly cheddar and or Colby, together, along with additional ingredients such as cream, cheese. I heard that. That was very loud. 10 out of 10 need cream cheese. Cannon? Oh, make a giant bagel. A giant bagel. Cream cheese cannon the bagel. That would be great. So adding additional ingredients such as cream, water, salt, approved coloring, or spices, as well as emulsifying agents, commonly sodium or potassium citrate or monosodium phosphate. Through a number of other salts can be used. The level of quality and flavor within this category can vary greatly. The precise definition runs over 2,000 words and includes stipulations for moisture, no more than 43%, and fat content no less than 47% of various cheeses. So that one is the broadest category. The examples in for this kind of thing are things like deli cheeses, like the actual quality cheeses, the cheeses that are you would want to eat these. They're not the junky cheese. They're nice cheese. These are a couple brands that are included in like the Kraft Deli Deluxe American cheese, Boar's Head, Land O'Lakes. These are just some nice pictures of nice cheese that I found. And then moving on to pasteurized processed cheese food. So very slight name change. So the other one was pasteurized processed cheese. This is pasteurized processed cheese food. Kraft is literally the worst of the cheese brands. It is. Velveeta is owned by Kraft, so that's why it isn't any better. Kraft and Velveeta they're the same thing. They're just in different fonts. The call is coming from inside the house with that one. So pasteurized processed cheese food is a similar process to cheese, but with a higher percentage of approved added ingredients allowed. The final product must have a fat content of no less than 23%, so it's about half the fat content of the previous category, and a moisture content of no more than 44%, which is about the same as the last category, with a minimum of actual cheese included content of 51%. So this category of cheese only has to have 50% actual cheese in it. The rest can be added ingredients. An example, Kraft singles, only 50% actual cheese. So, yeah, who knows what else the rest of the stuff is. All right, and then our next process is pasteurized processed cheese spread. Again, very much the same words used, almost exactly the same, just slightly different, with slightly different requirements. This process is a processed cheese with a minimum of 51% cheese, so the same as the last category, only 50% has to be actual cheese. The moisture content between 44 and 60, so this one has a much higher moisture content than the previous ones. The previous ones were all around 40%. This of maximum. This one has a higher moisture content, and a milk fat content of at least 20%, which is again much lower than the previous one. So like the first one we had was no less than 47%, so it had to be more than 47% fat. The second one was no more than 44%. So then the second one was, it had to be less than 44%, and this one has to have at least 20%, which is not very much. The other 50% is probably bugs. Well, I'll touch on that because there is, I was looking around trying to find like stuff about plastic and stuff being in the cheese, which I will touch on in a moment. After this category, I go into that section. So for the pasteurized cheese bread, 20% fat, it has to remain spreadable at 70 degrees Fahrenheit or 21 degrees Celsius. So when it is at room temperature, it still needs to be spreadable. Examples are block cheeses, like intended for macaroni and cheese, like Velveeta. Cheese spreads, like I don't know how to say this word, Alweta or Laughing Cow, and also like Cheese Whiz and Easy Cheese. So basically just cheeses that never fully solidify unless you have them like frozen. So just creamy cheeses, creamy cheeses. And then we go into this one. This is the important one for today's topic. Pasteurized process American slices. So one of the big indicators of whether it is in this category is if the package does not say the word cheese on it. That is the big identifier. I'm reading from the article that I used as a source for this, which I will have the sources at the end. I didn't cite them in the document because I'm not in college anymore and I'm not getting a grade for this, and that's a lot of effort. So it says, here's where we get into the hashtag not cheese territory. The American slices are vegetable oil-based products that are meant to mimic the meltability and flavor of actual American cheese, which they do a poor job of doing both. So American slices are not actually cheese. They're not cheese at all. Some examples of this are American slices, tropical sandwich slices, American flavor. Like, if you take note, these don't say cheese on them. This one says imitation pasteurized cheese. This is so cool. I know, right? It's interesting. I was actually really surprised at how interesting this actually is. And no one was surprised, yeah. So these ones, not real cheese. They're not cheese at all. There's no cheese in them. When it comes, this is also an interesting little side note to it. The FDA uses excuse me. One of the interesting things to note is that all of the FDA's definitions for those various processes of cheese products stipulate that, so all of the things we just talked about, the FDA requires that the cheeses and optional ingredients be mixed into a homogeneous plastic mass. That is the quote, homogeneous plastic mass. The article that I was reading said that the word plastic here is something that alarmists and natural food advocates jump on to prove that American cheese is fakeness, which, I mean, as we just covered, American cheese does have a lot of fakeness to it, but they use this to try to claim that the cheese is made of plastic, but the word plastic being used is just an adjective to simply describe something that is easily shaped or molded, so just melted cheese. So by that definition, all cheeses are technically plastic. Like neuroplasticity. Yeah. It's just the term for the texture of the cheese. It's basically just liquid cheese. I I did, because I was looking around to try and find information about whether there was plastic in American cheese or not, which I found one video. There really wasn't a lot. There really wasn't a lot out there. And all of the articles that were talking about it were pretty much referring to this one specific video. It's only like a 45-second video or something. I didn't include it because I didn't think it was necessarily pertinent to the topic. Because it's basically just a guy who has a microscope, and he took a piece of American cheese and he sliced off some pieces and looked at it under the microscope, and he was claiming to find microplastics in the cheese. But when I was looking at his actual like images of the so-called microplastics he was finding in the cheese, they were very much looked like they were just kind of like sitting on top of his pieces of cheese. Which could have honestly just been like debris that he got on the cheese between opening it and putting it into the thing. Like there wasn't like, none of the pieces were actually like incorporated into the cheese. Like it wasn't like he had pieces that were like entwined amongst the cheese or poking out of the cheese. They were all just sitting on top of his cheese slice. He literally just took the piece of cheese out of a plastic, put a piece under the microscope, and was like, oh my god, microplastics, which that's not really a very scientific method to analyzing things. Oh dang, Detective Lila. Well, you know, I'm educated on the scientific process, and he also only had one very short video where he looked at one single piece of cheese. It's not like he took a whole pack of cheese or a couple different packs of cheese or some slices from a couple different packs of cheese and did like an extensive study of all of these cheeses to see if he was able to find consistent microplastics throughout all of them. So I wouldn't necessarily, I would take those claims with a grain of salt at this point. Like, as we've covered, it's not real cheese, it's just vegetable oil, but it's not plastic. So you can rest easy when you eat your American cheese that you're probably not eating legitimate plastic. I mean, there's microplastics probably in most of our food at this point, but at least American cheese, to this point, it has not been proven that it has plastic in it. Or at least claimed with some legitimacy. So what do we use American cheese for? Is maybe your next question. We use American cheese for a lot of different things. One of the most popularly recognized as the go-to cheese for cheeseburgers, including some pretty subpar cheeseburgers, but cheeseburgers indeed. We use it to make mac and cheese. We use it on subs and sandwiches, and my personal favorite, we use it to make the classic grilled cheese. I love grilled cheese. That is the only thing that I will accept American cheese for, is a grilled cheese sandwich. That is it. Put some American cheese on there, I'm good with it. We're good. We're good with American cheese on a grilled cheese. So as a fun little addition, since I'm talking about food, I thought it would be fun to put together where's the next slide? Go to the next slide. I find a recipe that you, yourself, the viewer, can make at home. Who made that shark sandwich so cute? I know. I looked up like sub sandwiches because I was trying to find a picture for it, and I was just like, this is adorable. This is going in my presentation. I love when people make food, like effort into making food. I'm screeching. I know what this recipe is. You don't actually. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Stay tuned, Julie Q. You don't know what's coming. So I have two recipes here. I have two different recipes. First, I will show you a fancy grilled cheese with bacon. This is a recipe that I stole from a restaurant that is nearby me that makes them, and they are delicious. And I'm honestly probably going to that restaurant later today, and I'm going to eat it, and it's going to be great. Did you talk about that? I think salt is added to American cheese to make it extra melty. Mm-hmm. They use emulsifying salts. Hang on, I can go back up. Where is it? Where is that? Ah, here it is. Sodium or potassium citrate or monosodium phosphate. a bunch of different other salts can be used, but those are the most commonly used salts for making it melty and nice. Apparently, you can just buy it in powdered form and add it. Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool. To make them extra melty. That's neat. Very interesting. I'll have to look into that. So we have our fancy. No, don't zoom in, please. Thank you. Our fancy grilled cheese with bacon, which it's a recipe I stole from a restaurant near me. I didn't ask them for the recipe. I just eat it. I've eaten it before. I know what the ingredients are, and grilled cheeses are not that complicated. That it's a huge mystery of the secret sauce, you know. But the things you will need to make this recipe is some bread. You'll need some butter. You'll need some cheese slices. You can choose American cheese or your cheese of preference if you'd like, but American cheese is what we're talking about today. You can also choose whatever type of bread you want to. If you want a fancy bread or white bread, it's all up to you. Totally free to like experiment with the cheese and the bread. It's your sandwich. Make it the way you like. You're gonna need some bacon. You're going to need some tomatoes, which is optional. I get it without tomatoes because I think tomatoes are yucky. But if you like tomatoes, you can have tomatoes on your grilled cheese sandwich. And my cat is trying to eat my cheese. Not for you, baby boy. And then the special ingredient, the big thing that makes it fancy, the big thing that makes it unique, is some fig jam. Ooh, I love this. I only have ever had it on this grilled cheese sandwich, but it's delicious. So you're gonna butter your bread. You're gonna take your 2 slices of bread. You're gonna butter one side of each slice of bread, and you're gonna put why did that show up now? Ignore that for right now. You're gonna put the fig jam on the other side of each slice of bread. What's the question marks for, Rich? Does that make it sweet? Because that sounds blah. It does make it a little bit sweet. It is really good. I will say, it is really good. It just gives it like a little bit of a sweetness to it. You don't have to put a lot, but it's good. It's good. Mochi, you need to not. You need to go up there, please. Thank you. You are allowed to butter both sides of the bread if you would like. But that is totally up to your preference. Also, welcome in Shu. I hope I said their name right. I will call you Chu. Is that okay? You can totally put as much butter as you want. You could put butter on everything if you really want to. Put butter in the pan. You can put butter on both sides of the bread. You can put butter on your tomatoes. You can put butter on everything. I love butter. Butter is great. On today's episode of LILA lying to her viewers, fig jam. No, it's good. It's good. I'm not lying. You can call me whatever is easiest for you as long as you don't call me late for dinner. Oh, yeah. A person after my own heart. We are on time when there's food involved. So you're going to put the fig jam on the other side of the bread. So you're going to have butter on one side of the bread. You're going to have fig jam on the other side of the bread for both slices. You're gonna get out your pan. You're gonna heat that up to medium heat. That's where this thing here is relevant. I don't know why it showed up earlier. I messed up the animations for that one. Ugh. Oh, you said fig jam. I thought you said fake jam. No, it's not fake. It's fig. F-I-G. You're so confused. Put on some pretend jam onto your sandwich. That'll make it taste great. It's the power of imagination. Or like you know those kitchen sets that they have for little kids with all the plastic food. You get some of that. You get some of that jam from the plastic kid food set, and you put that on your sandwich. It makes it great. It makes it great. Oh, gotta fix my headphones. Yeah. Alright, so you're gonna heat up your pan to about a medium heat. Medium to low heat is usually better. Just to cook it like a little bit slower. You know, usually you get a better finish on the bread. Nicer browning going on if you keep the temperature low. If you put it on high, it will come out black. I learned that from my mother, who cooked on high for everything. So you're gonna get your pan. You're gonna heat it up. You're going to throw your piece of bread in there, butter side down, jam side up. That's very important. You don't want to put the jam side down because that'll make it a real bad time. That'll make you having a real bad time. Alright, here we are. How do you feel about peanut butter jelly? Ew. I don't like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches as a base. I also think ranch is disgusting. So you have completely lost me, Chew. Oh, that sounds awful. That sounds awful. Oh my goodness. I know people put mayo in a lot of weird stuff. We saw mayo in some weird stuff before. Mochi's just like teasing y'all with the cat cam. I don't know if you could see him. He's just got like his little ears in there. He's just edging y'all with the cat cam. And by edging, I mean he's in the edge of the camera. Don't take that any dirty way. So you got your bread in here with the butter side down, jam side up. I reiterate because it's important. And then you're gonna put your cheese on there. You know, slap your cheese down on there. 1-2 slices to your preference. If you like a lot of cheese, you can put 2 slices. If you don't like a lot of cheese, you can only put 1 slice. It's totally up to you. It's your sandwich, baby. You can make it however you want. Once your cheese is on there, you're gonna slap some bacon down on there. I put a lot of time into making this part of my PowerPoint too, by the way, so I hope you guys appreciate it. You slap some bacon down on top of that cheese. Next, you can put on your optional tomato. You don't need a tomato. I don't like tomato, so I wouldn't put a tomato on. But if you like a tomato, put a tomato on there. And then you're going to take your other slice of cheese, butter side up, jam side down this time. It's very important. Butter side up, jam side down. Butter needs to be on the outside of the sandwich. Jam needs to be on the inside of the sandwich. The visuals are very helpful. I'm glad. I put in a lot of effort. All right. So you're gonna cook this around. You're gonna let this cook a little bit. The cheese should melt a little bit. You know, it should start getting a little bit. You can use your little spatula to pick up the edge of the bread to see if the other side is brown or not. Once that side's brown, you flip it. You brown the other side, and then you take it out and you enjoy it. You cut it however you want. You like it in quarters. You like it in half. You like it in diagonal. Totally up to you. I personally like it in diagonals. A sandwich just tastes better in diagonals. A frog song, Chew. You want a frog song? Hang on, I got you with the frog song. We're gonna admire this grilled cheese sandwich here while I serenade you with the frog song. I should get a visual for the frog. There you are. I hope you enjoyed dinner and a show, I say. Dinner and a song. If you cut it diagonally, you get more sandwich. Exactly. Plus, I don't know why. It just tastes better when you cut it diagonally. For some reason, so it just tastes better. All right, so you've got this beautiful sandwich. I have a second recipe for you here today. And this recipe is by everybody. Y'all love her. Y'all know her. If you want to take a picture of this is the recipe I just talked about. I just put a summary of it at the end. I put a summary of it at the end so that if you were interested in it, you could take a picture of it. You don't have to. I'll give you like 5 seconds and then I'll move on. All right, we're moving on. So, as I was saying, we have another recipe in the house, and Mochi's in the cat cam. We have another recipe in the house by yours truly. Y'all know her, y'all never. We got the Lazy Girl Grilled Cheese Method by Julie Q. You moved too fast. I couldn't screenshot. Hang on, I can go back. All right, you better screenshot. You got 5 seconds. Did you get it? Did you get it? It's me. Hi. I'm the problem. It's me. Not what? Chew. Oh my goodness. All right, Lazy Girl Cheese Method. I can always post it in the Discord later too, or on my Twitter or something. I'll probably post the recipes later on. So if you stay tuned, get on the social media, whatever. I'll probably post them for you later. You are a stinker, Chew. You are a stinker. Hi, the problem. I'm Dad. Rich. Alright, so this Lazy Girl Grilled Cheese Method, I heard from Julie Q quite a long time ago. She was talking about her Lazy Girl Grilled Cheese Method, and I was just like, what? Because I'm like, What is that? That's what? Basically, Juliet Rich, now know I'm a stinker. They can vouch. Well, now I know too. I've learned. I have been educated. So what do you need? What do you need for the Lazy Girl grilled cheese method? It is very, very simple. You just need some bread and some cheese. That's it. You need some tools, but for the base ingredients, only these two things. Makes it very simple. You can have any kind of cheese too. Julie Q very specifically specified that it doesn't have to be American cheese. It could be cheddar. It could be mozzarella. It can be whatever you have on hand, whatever you need. So this is a very accessible recipe. That's why I wanted to include it. Because I'm like, not everybody has fig jam laying around. I know I don't have fig jam laying around. So let's make an easy peasy recipe that you don't need a whole lot for. And just about anybody can make if you got cheese and bread. Sliced bread probably is preferred, but if you don't have sliced bread, use a hot dog roll. Who knows? This is the Lazy Girl method. It doesn't matter. So what you're gonna do? You're gonna take your toaster. You're gonna get 2 slices of bread. You're gonna put those 2 slices of bread in the toaster, and you're gonna toast them. You're gonna toast them. Ah! Oh God! Oh man, that scared the shit out of me. Shoo.
You get
nothing.
You lose.
I wasn't expecting to be scared by my cheese stream. Oh, Chew shook the whole place. Oh my God. I think I scared Mochi too. Oh. Oh. All right. So you got your toasted bread. Moving on. We got toasted bread. You're gonna get yourself a plate. You're gonna put that toasted bread, put it right there on that plate. I know these are different toasted bread, but I couldn't find any other toasted bread that was the right angle and the right shape. You're gonna take this toasted bread. You're gonna put some cheese on that toasted bread. Any cheese you have, whatever cheese you got. Also, throw away your toaster. You don't need it anymore. Just toss it off the counter. Next, you're going... This is also... This part of the PowerPoint, I spent the most time on this. If I'm being totally honest, I spent so much time on this section. Alright, you're going to get out your microwave, you know, wherever you keep it, in your pocket, in your cupboard, on your shelf, whatever. Wherever you keep your microwave, you're going to get it out. You're going to open it up. You're going to put... Why did it disappear? Come back out. You're gonna put your plate with your cheese bread, your toasted bread with cold cheese on it. You're gonna put that in the microwave. You're gonna close the microwave. Did you see that transition there? Very sneaky, very nice. You're gonna put that in the microwave for 30 seconds. Now wait. You got it in there for 30 seconds. You're gonna stop it. You're gonna stop it after 15 seconds. You're gonna take those 2 pieces of bread. You're gonna smush them together. You're going to take those 2 pieces of bread, you're going to smush them together. Using the cheese as glue. That's how it works. Cheese equals glue. Smush them together. You're going to put them back in the microwave and use the remaining 15 seconds to heat them up. And you will have a beautiful Lazy Girl grilled cheese. And here we have the ingredients and the instructions for the Lazy Girl grilled cheese method by Julie Q if you'd like to screenshot them. If you keep your microwave/toaster anywhere other than the sink, you're doing it wrong. Soggy toast is the best. True. Plus, that it's a lot easier to clean them. You know, if it's already in the sink, you know, you just turn on the water while you're cleaning other dishes. You clean the toaster and the microwave at the same time. It makes so much sense. Obviously, that's how you do it. I'm sure it'll give you a shocking experience. Yeah, it'll be life changing. Oh, excuse me, I burped. Drinking some water. I'm talking a lot. But yeah, I think that's the end of my PowerPoint. Here we've got our sources. Thethrillist.com, the history of American cheese, which is the underrated history of American cheese, something along those lines. I found a PDF, actually, that was the history of craft foods. It was very interesting. That's where I found all the information about James Kraft. There were a couple other people who were involved with the Kraft Company that were also included in there, but I didn't include them in my PowerPoint because I was mostly interested in just the guy, the Kraft guy. We have the Wikipedia for the Kraft Music Hall, which was actually really interesting. There was also a separate Wikipedia article for the Kraft Music Hall when it was specifically on TV. I didn't really use anything from that one. I just kind of referenced it, which was referenced in this one, so I didn't include that one. SeriousEats.com, what's really in American cheese, that was where I found all the information about the different stipulations requiring the processes for the different cheeses. And, you know, all that stuff. Google Images, every image you saw in this, I ripped directly from Google, probably from the first page in Google. If you search various forms of cheese, bread, those things, the first couple pictures that show up, that is what I used in my PowerPoint presentation because I am lazy. It'll definitely give you hair when you don't want it. Oh, wait, I didn't get to screenshot. Chew, I don't believe you. Chew, do you really want the screenshot? I will get it to you later. Imagine not making your own images. Whack, right? I didn't put in the effort to, like, photograph all of these things or, like, you know. It's just Google Images. And then also Julie Q for her world life-changing recipe of the Lazy Girl grilled cheese sandwich. No, I do not want it. All right. It's pretty easy. If you can't remember it based on those few instructions, it's pretty easy to remember. Then you got your own problems. But yeah. Thank you for watching. That was my PowerPoint. I don't know what to do now. So last time I did one of these, I had some games prepared. I mean, I could go on Steam and see if I could find an American cheese game. I just found some, like, stupid games last time and played those. And I could see if there's anything that looks interesting. Type in American cheese into Steam real quick. American cheese. Yeah, nothing really comes up. Clash of Chefs VR. Finding the Heartland. What? It looks like, oh, it's a item search one. Yeah, there really aren't any American cheese games. There's definitely a cheese game. There's probably a cheese game. Let me just look up cheese. Cheese. There is. There's one called The Cheese Game. It is free to play. And there's also Grandpa's Cheese, which looks kind of scary, honestly. Cheese Runner, Cheese Cube. Most of them are like rage games, it looks like. Which I hate rage games. Double Cheese Bundle. Cheese Maze. I mean, I still have the game Double Cheeseburger, no fries, or extra fries, or large fries. That one. Oh, have you heard of I Am Bread? Wait. I don't have I Am Bread. I have heard of I Am Bread. I have The Adventures of Tree. Which I do want to play on stream one of these days. Probably after I finish Alba, I'm going to play The Adventures of Tree. But yeah, I'll probably just call it a short stream today, just because I need a break. I've been having a long couple of weeks. But this was fun. I also waited till the last minute, so I didn't get as much to talk about as I would have liked, because I wanted to do 3 different types of cheeses, which probably would have been a good amount of time for a stream. But which I will do probably for my next stream, unless we change the topics from cheese to something else between now and then. I do LILA Learn streams every other month. It's always on a Saturday, 12 p.m. Well, it's supposed to be 12 p.m. if everything works. It was like 12:40 today because nothing was working. I had to restart my computer and restart OBS. I thought I broke everything. I honestly might still go through my OBS and just take everything out and start from scratch because I messed some stuff up and I couldn't recover it. It's like $2. Ooh, $2 on stream. I just got here. I will be live again soon. No worries, Chew. I was glad to meet you. It was good fun hanging out. We can raid somebody. I don't know who I know live. everyone's playing Fortnite right now. Cozy's playing Bramble. Julie Q was just playing Bramble not that long ago. Bramble's pretty good. Y'all want to see Bramble? Thank you for stream. You're welcome, Rich. Thank you so much for coming by. Bramble. We're gonna raid Cozy. She playing Bramble the Mountain King. I want to see someone else play it because you didn't like it. Maybe you'll get to see parts that you didn't get to, too. So we're going to start heading out to Cozy. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. I appreciate you all very much. I appreciate my lurkers. I appreciate my chatters. If you could be here with me. I hope you learned something. I learned a lot. It was actually really interesting, and I'm excited to talk about more cheese very soon. So I hope you all have a great rest of your day. I hope you all stay safe. I hope you all eat some cheese or some cheese-related products. Maybe try a grilled cheese. I'm hoping to have a grilled cheese later today. And yeah, I hope you all have a good one. Bye-bye.